Little Mark here. Hey, you look around the world, we're still pretty primitive, We're primitive. There are people fussing and fighting, arguing, People walking around in town mad at each other, you know. It's primitive, right? I mean, as people get smarter and their knowledge evolves, they figure, let's get along. So we're happier, right? That's based on a very powerful truth. And this is one to realize now. We need all of humanity to get this. If you got a group of people that get along, and communicate effectively and live in harmony, and then you got another group of people that are lacking in knowledge and they're angry, and they're fussy, and they fight, right? And some of them are poor because they haven't figured it out. They're disorganized, right? Yo, the first group is happier, right? Pretty plain, pretty simple, right? Why? That works for like two people too. But that's a universal principle. If two people or more get along effectively, everyone's life benefits. Now, there's some people at the top that may disagree with that. No, the people in power. Since day one of humanity, when we was out in nature, sticks and stones was our highest level of technology. The people with power. Back then, it was the dude with the big muscles. It wasn't the guy with the big smarts. He had a little bit of smarts, but you didn't mess with the cat with the muscles, right? But then the smarts took over. But all along, we've lacked vision. We've lacked somebody to look at the whole world and go, yo, what if we could organize everything so everybody was happy? What if we could teach everybody on the planet to understand deeply and completely their life? And then we'd have to quit sedating people that are sick. And we could have to helping people that are poor. We have to quit looking at people that are fat. Sorry for that rude word there, right? For overweight, and unattractive. Why? Because they don't take care of themselves. If you want to live a great life, you have to take care of your life. And whatever you take care of, you get to enjoy that area of your life to be cared for. And whatever in your life you ignore and neglect, you, my friend, must face the consequences of your negligence and your ignorance about that area of your life. See, we all here together now, united. Humanity could become something amazing now. I mean, really amazing, like some sci-fi wrote, like, oh my goodness, look what happened to planet Earth. The rich people all got a vision, and they united and said, hey, you know what? We got wasted wealth. We can't spend all this money. So let's start investing it into us, the human race. And all of a sudden, every poor place in the world was infused with what? Knowledge. Knowledge is the most important resource on the planet. It's not uranium or schnornanium or platinum or steel or computer chips. Nah, it's knowledge for human beings. Now, there's going to come a time when robots and artificial intelligence are going to be smarter than us. Well, what happens if humanity gets smart, quits being divided, quits seeking power, but rather seeks a vision of uniting humanity together? And we'll go toe to toe with AI. I tell you what, I can outthink AI when I interact with ChatGPT. He can go all over the place super fast. But when it comes to human consciousness, he ain't my equal. Not yet. Now, when I teach him, he will. Right? So what do you see? What do you understand? This vision I got's pretty cool, ain't it? Just think if every single human being you saw on the planet was nice and polite. Not only that, all us fellas, they was in shape and they look good, right? Women too like that too, right? But they're polite too. And they're motivated, they're motivated. And they're competing, and so are you, because you feel great too. You got a ton of energy inside you. You feeling like a love being. I've got love inside of me, right? And you connect with people too. You smile. Everybody you meet on the street, you want to look them in the eyes and see if they can smile at you. Because why? Because you got love in your heart. But you also got fire. Fire. You want to compete, baby. You want to compete and shine. That's possible. But right now, humanity, we lack knowledge at the top and at the bottom. Of course, we lack it at the bottom and in the middle too. But the cat's at the top. We need the billionaires to unite together and quit competing and realize something. They've got more money, more wealth than benefits them. That's a huge point to get. You think somebody with $100 billion has more ability to be happy and treat their family well than somebody that's got $5 billion? No. They can do more extravagant things. Okay, they fly a missile to Mars, but they can't be happier. And they can't get more house and more boat if they want to buy the biggest boat on the planet. Look out! So and so's yacht's coming through the Golden Gate Bridge. Raise it up, it's too tall. That don't make you happier. Focusing, using your brain. It's called intrinsic pleasure or the flow state. You do something really, really that engulfs you, that's interesting. It don't have to be difficult. It could be simple, but you love it, right? Now, if you can do those things all day long and they contribute to society and society rewards you for it, and society is united. All the news channels that put out all the information that divides humanity, them suckers are reorganized. They wave the white flag. We're putting down all this hate. Are they putting the white flag? I don't know what they're doing. They're turning off that. Let's unite people. Let's get everybody to take care of themselves. A lot of companies are going to, have to retool, right? All of the businesses that help people that are sick and weak, they got to retool because all those people are going to become smart and capable and contributed and connected to society. What we need is we need science to become the number one recreation on planet Earth. Now, I hope that football and baseball and basketball keep going because I love the heck out of watching athletes do amazing things. But what if every single house and every single human being on earth was interested in what? Energy. Energy's the coolest stuff. Listen, without energy, you're going to die. Me too, all of us. Energy. And inside our consciousness, this energy, we can play with it with our imagination. Did you know that Einstein, with his imagination, that's what revolutionized, with theory of relativity and made all the, the I can't think of that word because the satellites work, make computer chips work. He did that with his imagination. What would happen if there was 8 billion people striving to become smart and they were given all the tools they need? And the most important one is knowledge, which is what? The scientific principles that allow somebody to learn a topic in a few hours instead of 3 years at college. Give them the principles, give them the next level, and then let them go have fun playing with it. Right? Everybody should learn how to program, talk to computers. Everybody. In cribs, when babies come out of their mama's womb and they're laying in bed, right? We should have stuff above them. Introduced to the 3 laws of physics and quantum physics, the collapse of the wave particle, the connection. They should be thinking, take care of your body, you'll be happy. Don't be mad at anybody. You'll be foolishly unhappy, angry, judging, holding on to grudges, right? They be teaching that stuff that when a kid starts, when their brain leaves theta and goes into alpha, they should have all this information. Did you know that when we're young, our brain starts out at like a deep sleep? But that's why that's why a baby, when they look at you, they can't keep a look on your face because they're in a deep sleep, right? They're like, huh? All of a sudden they look at you. They're like in the deepest state of I forget, delta or theta, whatever one's above the deep, deep sleep, that one. That's when they can look at you and smile. Oh, hi. We get into alpha, that's when you start having some fun, right? Right? And you need to drop down into alpha, theta, and theta. That's another story, though. So they, we need people to get smart. We need the people at the top, y'all. All you billionaires, man. Musk, Zuckerberg, and I don't want to leave anybody out. Bezos, that's a big doggy, right? Yeah. And all the other cats, that guy at Oracle, I love him. I love his fire. All these cats, I'm sorry I didn't remember your name. But think about this. We got all the people in other countries too. The China people, the Russian people. What if all of a sudden everybody said, hey, what if we got along and we united and we made everybody super, super smart? Think about what your self-esteem would be. Think about it. If all of a sudden you was like super smart, you was as smart as Einstein or Isaac Newton. If you listen to the sciencey guys, they say that Newton was a little more productive than Einstein. Einstein's no slouch, right? There's been a whole bunch of other cats to contribute to what? Physics. Physics is something cool. I lost my train of thought here for a minute. But anyway, just think of you, I'm back on. Just think if you were a human being, and when you thought about planet Earth, you thought about a planet that was full of beautiful people, healthy as can be, smart as a whip, make a whip look like a snail. It's so fast and powerful in the mind, and united. Every street, little boys and girls could go out and play and never have the possibility of some dude that was hurt or some girl that was hurt attack them. All that stuff's gone. You know why? Because it's primitive. We evolved with what? Scientific principles to make the world a better place. That's what's possible for us. And listen, right now, in America, we're going through some tough times, right? We got somebody trying to become a king. And so, democracy is good. But democracy ain't good enough because we need knowledge. We need people to understand there's 9 core mental disciplines. And that's just to get started. Then you want to keep going, right? Those are psychology and biology inside your skin. You got to master those. You can't be halfway. Oh, I kind of know. I got thoughts in there. Oh, you got to master that territory. Mapping your consciousness is something cool you can learn. I'll teach it to you. But you got to understand it at the macro level where you think of aware, create, and appreciate, right? And then you go on down into neuroplasticity and neurogenesis and synaptic pruning. You got to understand both. Why? So you can master your thoughts, right? And then you got to understand social economics outside. So you understand what's going on in society. You can vote effectively and make sure everybody's paying their taxes. Hopefully the rich people start wanting to because they go, yo, we got to make everybody smart and brilliant. Hey, beautiful too, right? But then structural engineering, and then physics. You got to put those two together. They go right, they go fit together. Everything fits together, but those two are important because the structural integrity of your consciousness inside your biology is numero uno. That's the starting point of every breath, of every heartbeat, of every thought you think. If you allow disorder and weakness to exist within your skin, your life in the outside world is reduced. The quality of your life plummets in exact proportion to how weak and confused and angry and judgmental you become inside the skin, right? So when you master that structural integrity inside, then you go out and have fun with people. People, when you got love in your heart, it's just fun to be around people, man. People energize you, right? Hopefully they're taking care of themselves and they're not angry and mad at you or the world, and you have to listen to them complain, or you have to look at them being all rude and abrupt or just ugly and out of shape, right? Because we've united, right? But then comes the all more fun stuff, right? You want to learn epistemology. And epistemology really kind of goes with psychology. They touch on it in some psychology, but it's really important. You got to understand knowledge. Knowledge. Right? But then comes calculus and logic. Now, I'm not talking about the math, although I think counting in multiples is something I've started to do, which is really helping my attention span. What was I saying? Right? Attention span, right? But calculus. When you learn how to use the integral and the derivative, and you use it with discipline and commitment, you'll stop being bamboozled by the news channels of the world today, and you'll just hit the channel because you won't want to be infected with the hate and the judgment that they're passing out, you know? And logic helps you to find those mental, illogical beliefs that you have because you understand psychology and biology and social economics, and you understand the importance of getting along instead of fussing and fighting. Fundamental. Right? As soon as you judge somebody, your beliefs are limited because you're accepting something primitive, hate. When you evolve, you will love, forgive, and if there's somebody really that's, rotten, you think about them, you wish them well, and you shift your thoughts because life's full of opportunities to do amazing things with your life. Right? And that's just the start, though. I believe in the future for humanity to realize our best levels of existence. We're going to we're going to learn how to program. We're going to communicate with machines. And in the future, I believe it's quite logical. We're all humanity, all of our descendants way off in the future are going to have little instruments inside of us to empower us to be smarter and more powerful. Right? Energy is so important. I said that a while ago. I think if there were 8 billion people on the planet, and most of them, like 80, 90% of them, let's say 100%, but except for the young ones, right? Somebody 7 may figure something out that us old cats can't. You never know, right? Before they get to beta, they'll be an alpha. They'll go, look. Anyway, just think if everybody was super smart. I lost my train of thought there for a minute. I need to count with multiples. You see that, though? See what the world became united and became super smart? I remember what I was talking about now. So programming machines, having instruments in us, right? Everybody discovering energy, everybody playing with energy. Think about the numbers. So I used to be a salesman. I still am. I'm going to sell you here. Now, you hang on here, you're going to buy my stuff. But you know what the key to being a salesman is? The number one key? Play the numbers game. Play the numbers game. And if you play the numbers game enough, one of my past sales coaches said, listen, you play the numbers game, you could throw up on every third person you talk to and you'll still make a living. That's true too. But don't do the throw up thing. Skip that one, right? But what would happen if there were billions and billions of people? What happens if everybody got interested in science and the perimeter of our knowledge was identified and everybody knew it, including the 7-year-olds? Well, okay, make them 8 instead of 7, right? When everybody saw that, okay, this is knowledge and this is theory. It's logical, but we can't prove it, right? And all of a sudden, everybody starts playing with that, with the imagination. Imagination is magical and amazing. But we need to unite and stop the fight. I'm getting into rhymes. Do you got a dime? Okay. No. So anyway, humanity, let's unite. Let's figure out. I got another one. Well, we got to find a language that everybody speaks, right? So if you're something language, you have to learn this language. Right? I hope it's English. Although I want to learn more than one language. I like to learn. Right? But it's one language that everybody talks, right? Probably everybody should learn at least 2 languages. If not, maybe everybody get to where everybody talks 3 languages, right? And all those languages allows everybody on the planet to do what? Engage in expanding knowledge. Think about the amazing fact. I love listening to scientists. All of them talk. I mean, and astronomy is really cool too. If I got that right, astronomy, the one that's science, not the one that's superstitious. But they talk about, how big the universe is. Brian Cox, cool cat looking dude, used to be a pop star too, man. Wrote a hit song. Anyway, they talk about how big the universe is. I mean, we are so tiny. We're so tiny. We just on the planet, right? That's what we need to lead the billionaires to look out to the sky and go, yo, what if we unite? We could explore. That's when the fun's going to start happening. You think about the quality of the life we have today versus when we were out in nature with sticks and stones. Got to be better today. Even if you go back 1,000 years, before we had medicine and science, everybody was dying. What, everybody lived to like 32? This guy's old. He got to 38. He didn't reach 40. Nobody gets to 40. I mean, that's so, we're advancing. We still got a long way to go, right? If we unite, boy, we talk about putting on a warp drive. We be like humanity would like turn on a warp drive, baby. Our knowledge are going like crazy. That was a trip a while ago. They said that computer knowledge was doubling every, I forgot, 3 years, 7 years, some number. Maybe it was every year, whatever. And now it's starting to slow down that we're getting to quantum computing, which is cool. But it's cool we're getting to this point, and yet you listen to the scientists, and the doctors and stuff, and they say, like we know nothing. We know so little. I mean, just you look out and you think, what do we not know? And it's all about perceiving little tiny stuff and really big stuff. The in-between stuff is cool too. Those are the things that fill your day every day. Thought, consciousness. When you master Sunday morning at 12:01, the second, right? And then Saturday night, 11:59, 999, right? The 12, right? And you master all those thoughts. You master the inside your skin. That's when things get amazing. So, but the knowledge, the world. I mean, knowledge. I'm jumping around a little bit here. I'm going to post this bad boy too, though. It's a beautiful Labor Day, Monday morning, beautiful morning. So think about what we don't know yet. And if everybody was into it, right? I shared some cool stuff this morning. I love you. Remember, love's better than hate. Every day of the week and twice again on Tuot Day, that day we haven't discovered yet. There's a new day we're going to discover. Just kidding. I'll see you.